Don't forget to comment and share.
Live from WWE headquarters. No, from Wrestling 911 headquarters, more specifically from 911 Wrestling, as we own both domains. I'm Snowman Jones, I'm your host, and we're going to be doing an audio commentary that we're going to talk about Darren Young coming out of the closet. We're going to give you some Smackdown results, and we're just going to talk about wrestling in general. I invite you to leave your comments and questions below, as I'll be happy to read some of those questions on future commentaries, future podcasts, future radio programs, and we'll cover those. For the folks of the WWE who seem to always want to shut down my show because I put in WWE Smackdown 8/16/2013 in the subject line, this has no copywritten content. The picture you see on the screen of Triple H, and I believe that's Kelly, I took when I was at WWE Monday Night Raw, the 500th episode in Tampa, Florida. So the logo you saw earlier was made by me. The girl at the very beginning who says comment and share, that's a girl I know who I work very closely with, a very beautiful young blonde lady. I'll show you a picture later if you really want. Leave a comment, maybe we'll share one. Anyway, we're going to talk about SmackDown, so let's get started with that. We will cover Darren Young coming out. That'll be later in the show. So first off, SmackDown, we had Christian defeat Damien Sandow with a roll-up. This is interesting. I think we've seen Damien Sandow lose quite a few matches lately. Alberto del Rio came out and told Christian he would never win the World Championship again. He tried for a cross arm breaker, but Christian countered and took him out with a Killswitch. Rob Van Dam was backstage. He'll face the Shield tonight, and the Shield with Big Show and Mark Henry. Now, first off, I think that Big Show, Mark Henry, Rob Van Dam, all very talented individuals. I love those guys. I like Christian quite a bit too. I really liked him in his TNA run because they gave him a run at a heavyweight championship, and I thought that was interesting. I don't have much love for Damien Sandow. He's not completely over with me yet. Maybe I haven't experienced enough Damien Sandow. But as an opener goes, on SmackDown, solid match, solid way to start the show. Next, they had AJ Lee and Layla defeating Kaitlyn and Natalya. Natalya, boy, she's really just used as a jobber right now. I think she's used as a trainer. She highlights other talent. I like Natalya. I wish that they would give her a women's championship run and they would really make her the focus of more women's matches because she has just a boatload of talent. Rob Van Dam, Big Show, and Mark Henry defeating the Shield. Big Show got the win with the KO punch on Ambrose and a 5-star frog splash from RVD. It would appear to me that the Shield is starting to drop down a notch. They're not main event quality guys. They were pushed very hard at the beginning, and now they're starting to settle into their more respective positions in the company. I think it's good for WWE to really push someone to begin with, then let them settle in so they start off looking like a star, and then let them settle into a position. That way if Dean Ambrose or anyone later on gets a heavyweight championship run, fans already see them in that high position. RVD, Big Show, Mark Henry, such huge superstars. Any one of those guys could hold the WWE championship on any given day. I really can't fault the Shield for losing. The WWE has done a great job over the last few years of making several, over 10, believable characters that could have a shot at the WWE Championship at any time. There was a time frame, when Kevin Nash was the heavyweight champion, and the main event at a pay-per-view would be him versus Mabel. And everybody knew that Mabel wasn't championship material. He had never held a championship, and we all knew that they would never let Mabel win a heavyweight championship. There was a time where Ultimate Warrior was the champion, he'd be facing Rick Rude, and everyone kind of knew that Rick Rude wasn't going to win. So I got to hand it to the WWE that they've got 10, 20 guys, Daniel Bryan, John Cena, Curtis Axel, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk, Rob Van Dam, Big Show, Mark Henry, the name goes on, that could believably be world champions or WWE champions. And I think having 2 belts has helped allow more people to have a chance at being a major champion. Miz defeated Jack Swagger. Ref threw Zeb Colter and Antonio Cesaro from ringside. The Miz rolled up Swagger for the win. I'm not in love with The Miz. I think he's an okay guy in real life. Jack Swagger, I've talked to a couple times behind the scenes. He's a cocky, brash individual, and he's talented as all get out. So is Antonio. Surprised they let The Miz take the win here because Swagger is such an athletic specimen. Okay match. Fifth match of the night was Curtis Axel defeating Zack Ryder. Paul Heyman talked about CM Punk after the win. I think this is a good use of Curtis Axel and getting him over. Curtis probably isn't really WWE Championship contender yet, but if they keep pushing him like this, he really could be. I like Curtis Axel. I like that they're putting Paul Heyman, they're investing in Curtis Axel's character, so we'll see how this goes. Daniel Bryan defeated Wade Barrett. This was no DQ, and Vince McMahon came out to pull the referee from the ring and bring down Brad Maddox. Bryan put Barrett through a table, and Triple H came down to count the 1, 2, 3. Okay, that was solid. I think Bryan Daniel needed to cleanly defeat Wade Barrett before SummerSlam to be believable for a championship match against John Cena. Frankly, I thought they never should have had the match they had on Monday, which way more people see, because most people are going to remember Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, going into SummerSlam off of a loss, looking weak against John Cena, and really who wants to see a main event at SummerSlam where the number one contender looks like he can't beat a mid-card guy? I don't think it was a good way to promote SummerSlam. Leave a comment below if you feel differently. Maybe you think it was perfectly booked, put together well. I just think that, they should be having Daniel Bryan tying people up left and right, just making them tap out to cool holds right before SummerSlam, and really pushing the fact that Bryan Danielson could tie John Cena in a knot, and that he can take a victory from this big muscled guy in a heartbeat. Put Daniel Bryan against Chris Masters on SmackDown before, and have him put him into a submission armbar or leg lock 3 minutes into the match. That would really make me excited to see, holy cow, are they going to take Daniel Bryan and have him tie John Cena into a pretzel? Frankly, I think that they're going to let Daniel Bryan win at SummerSlam, but I just don't think they've done a great job promoting that. So give me your comments. I would be very interested to see if you think the same way that I do on this one. Okay, last off, we're going to talk about Darren Young. Darren Young did come out of the closet to TMZ. I got to say I'm upset with TMZ for this. I mean, I've known Darren since he was hired. The night he walked into a FCW NXT locker room, I saw the guy. He came out, he played a gay character. He and Percy Watson came out, very flamboyantly touching each other, acting gay, if you will. I think that when Darren went back to LA, everybody knew when he went to LA he had a live-in boyfriend, he was gay, celebrities knew it, insiders knew it, we kept it quiet, even though WWE's acting like they didn't know. So when a reporter comes up and says, do you think a gay man could make it in the WWE? He was leading him on. TMZ always asks questions that are pertinent to the person walking in front of them. And if they didn't know he was gay, they wouldn't ask that question. So I think they were intentionally outing him. They gave him no choice but to say, well, I'm gay and I'm making it. And as much as TMZ wants to say, oh, we applaud him for coming out of the closet, what a great job, Darren. The only reason that TMZ was following a WWE superstar in LA at the airport asking him what he thought about gays is because they knew he was gay and they wanted to out the gay. And I think that is unprofessional. I think that's inappropriate. But good for Darren. He handled it correctly. He said, yep, I'm gay. Next question. I'm happy. What do you want to know? I think that was great. WWE's handled it well. John Cena, Big Show, Randy Orton have all been quizzed on it, and they've handled it well. So kudos. Given that, I think we're going to call this the end of our podcast. I'm your host, Snowman Jones. 911wrestling.com is my home. Check us out online. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter at 911WrestlingCom. I'll talk to you later. See you at the matches.
Don't forget to comment and share.